The new Apex agent Vantage stirs up the meta with a sniper-focused kit, an incredibly oppressive ultimate, and some pretty cool movement potential with her companion Echo. Stay tuned to learn how to play Vantage in Apex Legends Season 14. Let's take a look at her kit. Starting off with her passive, we have Spotter's Lens, which allows you to aim down sights with your eyepiece either unarmed or with a magnification sight, and use a bullet drop indicator to see where your shots will land, as well as more information about the enemy that you're aiming at. Aiming near a legend in your line of sight will display what legend they are, how far away they are from you, and the level of their and their teammates' Evo shields. This is especially useful if you're looking for rats that may not have full teams, since it only displays as many shields as there are teammates alive. If you ping the enemy when you're aiming at them, Vantage will communicate that enemy's armor level and whether or not they have a full squad. If you're playing from a vantage position, see what I did there? In the final rings, you can use this to know your advantage to figure out which squads are full, which ones are duo, and who is a solo, so you know which team to focus, where to push, or just how to play your late game in general. If you have full view of an entire team, before you start shooting, actually focus the one with the weakest armor first to get a higher chance of getting a knock. Now, the passive doesn't work for all the sights and only activates with a 2x bruiser, the 3x ranger, the 2 to 4x variable ACOG, the 6x sniper rifle, the 4 to 8x sniper rifle, and of course the 4 to 10x digital sniper rifle threat. You can also activate the passive by aiming down the sights with your hands out, which zooms in your view and gives you the exact same information, except not the bullet drop, I guess. Now, it seems like the bullet drop indicator doesn't work on release, but normally this would be a great tool to use to line up your shots on unsuspecting enemies, especially if you are going for coordinated team snipes on someone who might be standing still. Her tactical Echo Relocation allows Vantage to not only move the cute little bat around, but also allows her to dash to it, and this actually turns her into a bit of a movement legend. Tapping the tactical button will play a half-a-second animation and send Echo about 40 meters forward in the direction you are looking at by the end of the animation. If you're aiming at something blocking Echo's path, he will fly to that object and stop. You have a crosshair in the middle of your screen to help with this. If you're aiming on something within 40 meters, it will light up in blue, otherwise it stays a faint orange. If you leave Echo in the world and start running away, he will stay in the marked spot until you're about 55 meters away. After that, he will start flying towards you to constantly keep the range between you at a maximum of 55 meters. Instructing Echo to move around is what I'd call a one-handed activity. You can do this when performing almost any other action, including but not limited to ziplining, shooting, pressing the like button, or healing, which is good because it's ideal to keep your hands free whenever a Loba is in your team. Thankfully, Echo cannot get shot, take damage, or die. But this is where it gets interesting. If you hold your tactical button, you will actually leap or dash to Echo up to 55 meters away. Once you reach your bat, you get slowed down for a second, and you can decide whether to Wile E. Coyote hang for a few seconds before falling down, or double jumping in any direction that you want. You can actually turn around 180 degrees and instantly hit the jump button when you reach Echo to do a scuffed tap strafe. The double jump sends you about 20 meters in a direction that you are looking. You can also cut the jump a little bit shorter by pressing crouch by the end of your leap. If you already have Echo out in the world, I've found that the fastest way to leap somewhere you want is just quickly tapping Q to send him where I want him, and then immediately following that with a hold input to start the leap animation as quick as possible. But what I also found is that if you don't have Echo out, you can hold your tactical button and this will send him in the direction that you are looking and instantly make you dash to him. You can only jump to Echo if you're in line of sight of each other and you need to be looking towards him. This only applies if you're looking at him at the very end of your animation, so you can start your leap animation while looking around for an enemy or whatever. Just make sure that you are looking towards Echo by the time the animation finishes, about 1.5 seconds later. This also means that if you jump off a high ground and intend to leap back up, make sure that you actually have line of sight at the end of the animation, otherwise you're just gonna fall to your death. If you activate your leap mid-air but lose line of sight before the animation finishes, it counts as you being out of line of sight and it will cancel the ability. If you can't reach Echo due to obstructions, the HUD around him turns from blue to red. As long as you're waiting for your cooldown, this HUD will be yellow. The leap has a cooldown of 20 seconds, so make sure that you have it off cooldown before you jump over a cliff. The leap can be used to clear horizontal distance quickly, but it is the most useful to take high ground or by getting a quick overlook over a fight or a battlefield. And I know that it's tempting, but don't use Echo to jump into somebody's face and force a duel. You can't shoot until the last few seconds of your double jump, so that means that you're coming at them in a very predictable angle and it turns you into an easy kill. It also doesn't help that Vantage has a very large hitbox without 45 either. You can still interact with ziplines mid-dash, meaning that you can send Echo out next to a zipline, dash to him, and take the zipline mid-air if you would want to. A great tip to get the most out of your looting is leaving Echo behind when you're going for loot in a faraway spot that you know that you'll return from. This allows you to grab the items that you want and instantly leap back without having to run all the way back. And it also serves as a lifeline just in case enemies catch you off guard. The same goes for if you happen to be going for any flanks, just beware of the 1.5 or so long second windup that will get you killed if you're standing still in the open. As such, try to start your dash when you are behind cover. You can recall Echo by pressing your secondary tactical button. This will send him straight to you and allow you to send him out again without any cooldown, practically immediately. And you should make a habit of recalling Echo after use, since him following you around will give away your location to your enemies, as well as denying you the instant fast dash you could do when holding your tactical button when Echo wasn't out. Her ultimate is the second ultimate in the game that grants a user a third weapon. It also recharges 1 bullet at a time, taking 40 seconds per bullet. The sniper's mark can store up to 5 bullets at one time and comes with a 3 to 8 times sniper scope, which soon can be toggled. Enemies hit by the sniper's mark will take 50 damage and get marked. They will take 15% more damage from you and your teammates for the next 10 seconds. When you hit your mark, your teammates will be alerted of who you hit with a unique ping sound and animation so they can focus their right target. And yes, before you ask, you can mark up to 5 enemies at a time if you would like to. You can use this to your advantage in a team fight, and instead of shooting the same enemy 2 or 3 times, you instead make sure to hit all of them with your mark to make sure that they take more damage from you and your teammates. If you hit an enemy you already marked with your sniper's mark, every consecutive shot will deal twice the damage, so a body shot will be 100 damage and a headshot will be 150 damage. The gun also chambers bullets really fast, and I wouldn't suggest taking the risk and going for a headshot and instead just aiming for 3 body shots in a row for a total of 250 easy damage. Because the sniper mark uses ult charge instead of bullets, this is monumental for your team's economy. If you are posted up and there are other teams around you, you can actually poke the enemy teams for free by using your sniper's mark just to be annoying without actually having to waste your own main or secondary weapons ammunition. Because of this, it is in your best interest over time to make sure that you never have a full magazine. At the very least, make sure that you poke an enemy when you have 5 bullets, so you're always recharging 1 bullet. This is just a way to optimize how much damage you do in a game without having to waste potential damage, and of course, it's a great way to deplete the enemy team's resources as well. Ultimate accelerants work, but you have to activate them from the inventory. Using an ultimate accelerant effectively gives you 2 bullets worth. Keep in mind that while the ultimate is pretty great, it leaves a very easy to spot laser trail that's visible to both your teammates and your enemies, and this will both alert them that you are aiming at them and give away your position. That being said, the laser sight can also be used as a means of providing pressure without even having to fire a bullet, as an enemy getting aimed at would immediately scramble to get into cover, because Vantage's ultimate, when not respected, will hit harder than a Kraber. When it comes to teamfights and macro, Vantage and her team unsurprisingly don't want to play too aggressive and instead opt to rotate fast into zone and play positioning. If you end up in teamfights, Vantage wants to play medium to far back and look for flanks, either climbing to off angles by using her tactical or making wide flanks while keeping Echo hanging behind so she can easily dash back if there is too much pressure. As for her loadout, it makes sense to run a close to mid-range weapon as a primary, either something like an SMG or assault rifle, which is combined with either a marksman, sniper rifle, or shotgun, depending on your playstyle, but with a major emphasis on the medium to long range weapons and scopes. Try to put as much space between you and the enemy as possible, but not so much that you can't follow up on an entry. Also, make sure to be liked at 17.4% watching my videos and hit the subscribe button. I have tons of good content lined up for covering the new season every single day of this week, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the daily bangers. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to get 15 tips for season 14, check out the video on the screen. Thank you for watching again. See you all tomorrow.